Getting on a diet.
Anyone else?
Diet.
Lori Vallow's best friend, Melanie Gibbs. Please introduce. I saw that already. All right, you guys want to watch more on Lori Vallow with Court TV with Lori? These guys, or do you want to watch something different?
Is there any new Idaho 4 case info?
Nope.
Idaho.
Because you have like Brian. I don't know if you knew something about Brian Kohlberger. Did new news come out about him?
So you get the clock ticking. What time are you going to go to church? What time's everybody getting their butt to church this morning? It's Easter.
I don't go to church.
I'm not going to church either.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do it either, but
Cody.
You're going to church?
maybe, possibly, perhaps.
Rich with chocolate, yeah.
Happy Easter.
I mean, if they had candy eggs there, sure, I'll go.
I have no candy eggs in church.
What is Lori Daybell's best evidence? I don't know.
What is her best evidence? I don't know. Cody Rowe.
You guys don't want to watch this? Vinnie Politan Investigates?
Yes, yes, we want to watch it.
Well, Karen Lee would not like him because Vinny says stuff without doing research and asking others.
Put it, or I have to go to a panel and tell you guys to put it. Yo, Alexa, what are you doing?
Let me skim through this video and see what they say. Hold on.
Go to sleep.
Sorry. I missed all these videos.
Yo.
Subject of my investigation, the doomsday cult. Lori Daybell already serving life sentences and accused of dollars in life insurance, and during the course of the trial has been cross-examining witnesses.
How you doing, J-Man? How's your day?
Tragedy. All the carnage, all the bodies, all the dead people because of Lori Daybell. People there that day.
So Alex then intervened to protect Tylee from being hit with the bat. He did not have a gun. He was not wearing a shirt. He was pulling up his jeans because he just woke up and came into the room where he heard the screaming.
Yeah, sure. Liar.
The evidence will show that Alex and Charles got into a physical struggle for the bat and fell onto the ground. The evidence will show that after the struggle on the ground between Charles and Alex, that Charles prevailed with the bat and began to come towards me with the bat as I ran away from him into the kitchen. The evidence will show that at some point while I was running away from Charles,
how you doing, Lipo?
Who was chasing me with the bat, that Alex apparently retrieved his gun. The evidence will show that I ran outside to the children and that Alex shot Charles in self-defense. As the state has mentioned, they are alleging that insurance money was my motive. Social Security was my motive. Spouses having insurance policies is not a crime. Collecting Social Security is not a crime.
Donate money.
Self-defense is not a crime.
Donate money to my channel so I can pay electricity. Electricity is very expensive.
She has a story to tell. She's doing life in prison already. She's not getting out. She knows she's not getting out. I don't think she's delusional about that, although maybe she is. But because of that, where you're talking about a trial,
maybe she is,
where you're seemingly playing with house money, life in prison or life in prison followed by life in prison. In her defense, why wouldn't Lori testify?
Yeah, why wouldn't she?
She told her story in the open. She's got seemingly nothing to lose here at trial.
She should testify.
So why wouldn't Lori
lose?
That's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't she testify? Tell her story.
To the jury.
To the jury.
I could wave my hand like Vinny.
She's outside the.
What?
Thank you, Jane.
I can wave my hand like Vinny too.
Yeah,
and she has a lot to lose in her appeal. I mean, what she says now is going to impact whatever the second case.
There's no appeal. You
should appeal. I ain't talking about the second case. Which one?
I'm trying to be like Vinny, and because she's going to get nailed for this one, right?
She should have said something at least.
Well,
you gotta open your mouth sometimes.
Don't forget to like and subscribe,
in a situation like this.
Well,
the part where you have to tell people what happened and be open and honest about certain things. She can't do that because she's a fucking liar. That's why she's not doing it. That's why she's not talking. She's a loser.
Because they can cross-examine her.
I would say something if I was her. Let them question me. If I have the truth, I have them question me and tell the truth.
Right, yeah, okay.
But if you're fucking lying, you're not gonna be telling the truth, and you're screwed. And you can't answer questions. That's why she can't answer questions, because she's a fucking liar.
And they're gonna catch her in her lie.
In my opinion. In my opinion.
What would Lori say? Okay.
Yeah, no, right, exactly.
The courthouse in Phoenix.
Okay.
She's been inside the courtroom for the entire trial. Court TV legal correspondent Kelly Craft and psychotherapist, CEO of Life Counseling Solutions, Dr. Janie Lacey, also with us. All right, Kelly, I'll begin with you out in Phoenix, working late. We appreciate it so much.
That's in Arizona.
Why wouldn't she testify? Is there a reason why she wouldn't testify?
There you go.
Well, one thing, Vinny, she still could, because she has not officially rested her case. So she is expected to do that in front of the jury next week. But what she has told the judge is that as of right now,
what the fuck?
She is not planning to testify. She is not planning to put on a case. Now, there was a pre-trial motion that took place before this trial began, in which one of the items that was discussed was, will the information about Lori killing her children come into play if she takes the stand? And the state mentioned during that pretrial hearing that it wanted to bring forth that evidence to impeach her if she took the stand. Now, the judge did tell Lori during that hearing that she could put forth a motion, that they still would hear that she was convicted of some serious crimes, but maybe would not hear exactly what they were. So he discussed this with Lori. What she ended up doing is determined, because we didn't hear that.
Can you mute your mic, bro? Please.
You okay?
You guys are gonna start choking and coughing. Just mute your mic, guys, please.
Put forth any sort of motion, but it appears that she is making a decision not to testify because she does not want that kind of information brought forth to the jury.
Okay, Dr. Jenny Lacey, what Kelly just described is like a very logical, defensive reason, right? Okay, if I do this, then the jury might hear that. Let's talk about Lori Daybell, the person, though. She's in prison for the rest of her life. She knows she's in prison for the rest of her life. She told her story in her opening statement. Why do you think there's more to it? Do you think she's focused in on the legal strategy of trying to win this case?
Jenny Ham Sandwich, she has to go to court because she's a defendant. That's why she's going to court, because she's a defendant. I don't think it has anything to do with her not wanting to be in a cell.
Yeah, she has.
Why not? What else is, you know? So she's a defendant. She's forced to go to court. You don't have a choice. And she's going to court. She's going to go back to court in 3 weeks.
Vinny just said, like, she's like gonna spend the whole rest.
Doc is snoring.
Who's what?
Doc is snoring.
Wait, hold on. Let me grab the no, let me play some.
I already muted him. Come on.
Sorry, it was not me. I was muted.
You weren't muted. I muted you. I muted you, bro. It wasn't you. You weren't muted. I muted you.
That was weird. I swear I heard it.
I muted him because you said he wasn't muted.
Weird.
Anyway.
Versus having her opportunity once again to say whatever she wants to say.
Yep.
Well, Vinny, what I would share is that when I think about it from a psychological perspective, right? So her not testifying, this can help her maintain like this mystique, and it can avoid her allowing the jurors to not directly assess her credibility because of the position that she's taking and representing herself. So I would probably suggest that her decision is really a careful calculation about jury perception and her narrative control, despite, this unusual choice of hers. But I would lean on the perspective that it's her need to maintain control, because she can control the narrative, and it also evades almost this direct cross-examination of her credibility by the jurors witnessing her. So she can maintain control, she can control the narrative, and it also creates this level of mystique around her. So I would probably suggest it's very intentional on her part where she sits.
Let's take a listen to some of her cross-examination. This was an interesting moment with Kay Woodcock. who's her sister-in-law, or former sister-in-law, the one who got the $1 million from her brother, Charles, life insurance instead of Lori getting it. Lori had an opportunity to cross-examine her. Take a look at how it went.
Not that great.
Ms. Woodcock, did you see or hear or personally witness me conspire with Alex Cox to kill my husband, Charles Vallow?
Nope.
No, but I saw a ton of evidence that did.
I mean, what evidence did you see?
That's a fascinating moment, I think, because Kay was ready and she was not ready. But what I'm getting from you, Kelly, and
what evidence have you
there's a
seen?
theme where she uses that line a lot. Do you think that part of what's going on is she believes she can win and she wants to prove that she's better than her lawyers?
Oops.
I believe she feels she can win, Vinny. That was her go-to line. She asked Kay Woodcock that. She asked her brother, Adam Cox, that on the stand as well. That was the first time that we heard that. So he went first, Adam Cox, then Kay Woodcock. And she asked him, did you see or hear anything that would indicate that I conspired with my brother to kill Charles Vallow? And both of those witnesses said no. I believe she really feels that she had some strong questions on cross-examination, and that was one of them.
Let's take a look at another moment of cross-examination here on one of the detectives.
You don't think so? I think so.
Did you interview our mother, Janice Cox?
I did not.
Did you read or watch her interview?
I have not.
Did you interview our sister, Summer Shiflett?
I did not.
Did you read or watch her interview?
Nope.
Did you interview our father, Barry Cox?
No.
Did you read or watch his interview?
No.
Like, did you ask my mother what she meant in that text message when she wrote it?
No.
Did you ask my sister what she meant in those text messages?
No.
Did you ask Melanie, my niece, what she meant in those text messages?
Nope.
No.
Did you ask me what I meant in those text messages?
I couldn't.
She's almost on a roll like a criminal defense attorney doing cross-examination there. So Dr. J. Lacey, if she thinks she can win, and let's say she won, right? And the jury finds her not guilty. What does that mean, do you think, to her, a woman who's been convicted of murdering her own children, who will serve the rest of her life in prison?
Well, what that would suggest to me is that what we're already reviewing is that she potentially has these narcissistic traits and tendencies. So that would further inflate what she probably believes to be true about herself. And that is that she is in control and that she is capable and that she's taking on this role that she's probably compartmentalizing the things that she does not necessarily want to be seen. So this would further inflate her sense of self and her grandiose thoughts about who she is and her power that she is feeling like she's displaying by taking on this role and feeling probably like she's doing a good job in her confidence. That's appearing very confident as she's cross-examining and able to separate her past relationship with the people that she's cross-examining.
Yeah, please stay here, not leave.
Kelly, what are you seeing from her inside the courtroom? Does she have an air of confidence at all?
Not really.
She absolutely does. She walks in, Vinny, and she smiles at the prosecution table, at their counsel tables, and the prosecutor. So there's a paralegal at the prosecutor's table, and then the prosecutor, and then they have an investigator sitting in the middle. Neither of them are looking at her when she